Hello friends, so in this video we are going to see how binding works in SwiftUI. So let's get started and open Xcode and let's create a new project to understand this. Name, so single view application, let me make it bigger screen. Yeah, let me name it binding demo. Make sure you have Swift and SwiftUI selected here. Next, we don't want any Git repository for this project, so select the location where you want to save and create the project. Okay, so let me just adjust this, resume, hope it works fine. So currently I'm using Xcode version 11.5, so it's the latest one, so sometimes it takes time to load. Okay, there you go, it's loaded. So yeah, so we are going to see how binding works. So for example, let me tell you that if you have anything on your screen, so this is your view part, and anything is you are saving the data, that is your model or a view model. So basically binding between the whatever is visible on your screen or view with the your data model or view model is nothing but binding. So you have to make sure that whatever is there on your screen is always reflected on your data, which is handling all your complete application. So let's check this through an example. So what we will do is we'll create one scenario like we have some like login screen, we have username, so let's take that example only. So I will create one username. It will be of type string obviously, and I will assign it an empty default value of my name. Then what we can do is we can use this username here, username. Okay, so it should reflect here. Let me click resume. So this is what we have done till now. So what we can do now is we want this property, so we cannot edit this property directly. So to edit this, and it should reflect in our this where we have to declare it as state, that we have learned in our last lecture. So if I declare it as state, now I can change this property. So to change, let me use a button, and let's go with different type like action, and I will say print name here, and here I will say I will give you the text of my button, that print user name. So let's see. Okay, so one thing I have forgot, that since this view is an opaque type and it always expecting only one view to be written inside this braces, and we have actually returning two views, one is button and one is text. So to avoid this error, we need to add this inside a v stack, so it will return only one view. There you go. So now you won't see those errors. And now it is giving me error that there is no method called print name. So let's create that. Private function print name, and inside this we are just going to display our serve.username. That's it. Hope the error will go. Yeah, right. Let me run this. So now what we have done is we are just displaying the name, and yeah, see. So let me add some padding to it so that it will look good. Okay, yeah. So now what I will do is, whenever I click here print name, it will print the name in the console. So for that I need to run it in an actual device. But here what we have done till now is we have created a username, we have assigned that here. So what it will do is, whenever we change this property username, as it is declared as state, it will render this complete view body again. That means our view will get refreshed as soon as we change this value. So that is state. But now in binding, what we have to do is whenever we change this value, we have to make sure that it is reflected in this username also. So we are going to use one text field for that. To understand that, I'll create a text field, and for that we need to pass a placeholder. We'll write as enter username, and here you have to pass our username property. So now let me refresh this. So now it's giving me error as this should be a binding type, this username, because what we are doing is we in this text field we are telling that this is the placeholder, enter username. Okay, that's fine, and we are giving the text, default text, as this one. So that's fine, but user can change that text also. So for this to get changed, we have declared it as state, so that's fine, but it should again reflect back into this property also. So for that we need to declare or make tell the compiler that it is a binding variable, and just to make it binding variable we have to add dollar in front of this. So now this is a two-way binding, where whatever is there inside this, it will come here, but whatever we enter inside the text field, that will also get bind with again this, and it will reflect everywhere, here and here. So let's run this and understand how it works. So I don't need to call anything after writing. So earlier what we used to do is, in UI kit we used to enter the data in the text field, and on the button click we have to assign this text field dot text into this variable, but here we don't need to do that. So let's see, this is our app running. So now you can see that this text is so this is the text, this label. Below that we have our text field with this default text, and below that we have a button. So what I will do is I will clear this. So as soon as I clear, you can see that it is also reflecting into this name, and we haven't written any code where we have assigned this to this variable whatever we are typing here, but this is done by this binding property. So as soon as you declare this binding, it will keep on updating each other. So this is two-way binding. Let me clear this completely. Yeah, so now you can see the placeholder, and what let me add padding to this also, so it will have some good padding, and I can give 12 padding from each side. So yeah, let me run it again. Okay, so yeah, let me clear this, enter username. Now you can see there is some spacing from the sides, and if I type anything inside this, so it will reflect directly. See, it is reflecting, and we don't need to do anything on any side, like assigning the variable to this variable. We don't have to write anything like that. So everything is working automatically, and if I click print, so it will print here. If I change anything here, it will print that also. So it's very powerful feature in SwiftUI, and we'll explore this in the future videos more. So stay tuned, and if you have any doubts, please comment. Thank you.